Welcome to TradeHappy, a community of traders learning how to be profitable and happy. Today, we're going to be talking about how I use Fibonacci when I'm Forex trading. So we're going to be going over the settings, the stop loss placement, the take profits, the scaling in and scaling out of trades, using it in combination with other tools, why I use Fibonacci, does it really work, and how can new traders use Fibonacci. So let's start off with the settings. So what I'm going to do is just come down here and draw it out. So as you can see, really simple. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And basically what you're doing is copying the same settings that I'm having here if you're looking to trade the same way I am. It helps with the colours as well, but obviously that's just preference, and that's kind of a simple way to see what you're going to do with the markets. So this would be a sell setup, and this would be a buy setup. So let me just move it down so they're equal. And the reason for this is, so the sell one, let's say you're selling here, your stop loss will be here at the red line, and then your take profit, you know, I'm just going to be, I'll be going over take profits and stop losses later on, but this is just kind of showing you the settings themselves and why each is a buy and which one's a sell. What was this? Then, yep, there we go, red line. So it's super simple. You're entering around the blue area, and your stop loss goes at the red one, and your take profit goes at the other ones. It's super easy to follow. It's really nice, and you know, the color kind of helps you to see what's going on, because to a new trader you might not know which one, you might forget basically which one is supposed to be a stop loss and which one's meant to be a take profit. So having them coloured like this can really help. So let's just delete that. So yeah, copy these and that's your settings all sorted. So stop loss. Right, let's go over the stop loss. We'll do a live little example for you. Let's try and find something. This might be one. So I'll go over the placement of everything in a second. Okay, so let's say you drew the Fibonacci from here down to the low, and you got in around here. The stop loss, for a reason, is above the high of the kind of like swing high, I guess you could say, of the actual trade. This isn't a swing high, but I should say it was. It's just placed there to go above the high. It's not always going to do that, so let's say you're down here on this one. It might be tagged by it or something, but generally when you're doing this with the strategy that I teach, it's above the high. And it's basically there just as a little cushion to stop, you know, if the market does come up and tags you out here, you've got a little bit of breathing room between the place where you've, you know, set it first and the actual stop loss. So that's kind of an easy way to just, you know, see where your stop loss is and just stick it in there. There's not really much thought about where you're actually putting the stop loss because it's all set out for you. So let's go on to the next stage, which is take profits, which is the one that everyone's really excited about. No one really pays attention to their stop loss, even though they should, and you know, everyone likes to see the profits and the take profits and everything. So when I'm doing profits, I'll normally scale out in thirds. So I'll scale out when it hits the 0 mark. So let's say you got in short here. I would scale out a third when we got down to the lows. I'd scale out a third when we got to the 61.8, and I'd scale out my last third when we get to the 100% symmetrical move. Oh, let's just move that back. So the reason for that is basically risk management and trade management. There's more things to it than just taking your profits out at one level and just kind of leaving your trade and, you know, 100% stop loss, 100% take profit, and that's kind of it. It's good to scale out of your trades, whether you're doing that manually or you're doing that through orders. I like to do 3 ones just because you can, if you're doing halves, you might miss a trade or you might not get all of the profits that you possibly could have out of the market. But again, that's up to you. This is just showing what I do with the Fibonacci tool alone. So I've got 3 take profits, scaling out, super easy, and yeah, scaled it green. I might make this one green as well, but yeah, that's basically it. Let's go on to the next one, which is combining it with other tools. Now, I'm not going to show you the other tools in this video. I've got plenty of other videos which show you how to actually use other tools with it. I'll actually just tag them to this video, and they should be in the top right corner right now. If you click on that little information button in the top right corner, you'll see the video there where I go over my whole strategy using Fibonacci and order blocks and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I advise you not to trade Fibonacci on its own. You can, of course, but using Fibonacci on its own is not something that I do myself. I like to combine it with other things just to be able to get a better entry. And I don't know, I guess it's kind of, if you're just using Fibonacci, you're going to get a lot more setups than if you're having other tools with it, and your success rate of actual trades might be a little bit lower than if you were to combine it with other tools. But again, that's up to you. That's up to what you choose to trade. And I guess it's kind of down to your trading preference. But let's move on to the next one, which is why I use Fibonacci. And more specifically, why I use Fibonacci with these settings. It's basically down to simplicity. I really do want a simple strategy that I can just trade. I don't really have to focus, and well, of course you have to focus, but I mean, I don't have to focus too much on what you're doing. You just kind of place it here, and bang, there's your stop loss, there's your take profits, and it's all done for you. Yeah, it's just super easy to follow, and especially when you're combining it with the other tools that I show in other videos, it just makes life super easy. And I'm not really looking to have a strategy where it's really, you know, it takes a long time to figure out where you're placing certain things. With this, it's just bam bam, there you go, nice and easy. And because it's easy, people often think it doesn't work, because you can't have easy and success. But I mean, it's worked for me, it worked for people that have taught me this strategy in the past, working for people that I've taught it to. So, I mean, you do what you do, don't you, really? I mean, if you're doing it with the other tools, great. If you're doing it by itself, I don't know whether it'll work on its own. I haven't tested that because I don't really see the point in just testing one tool on its own, because I don't really think that there's a magic tool out there. But when you can combine good tools together, you can get a good strategy. So, does it really work on its own? Probably not, but with other tools, yes. And how can a new trader use the Fibonacci tool that I'm showing? I would say just use one of these percentages in the middle. So pick whichever one you want to do. If you like to get into a lot of trades, then I'd pick the 62%. And if you like to kind of reserve your trades for some reason, maybe you don't like getting into trades, maybe you want to have more free time to do other things, and you don't want to be looking at the markets all the time, maybe go for the 79%. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of up to you what you want to trade. So just pick one of these levels and just get rid of the other two, because if you just pick one of them, you're forced to just stick with that one. If you've got all three, you don't know which one to actually pick. Obviously, I go over that in the other strategies, but if, let's say you're a new trader and you don't know which one to pick when the market comes up to it, you might think, oh, this is a great opportunity just to sell right now. And then it goes up and up to the other ones, and you're like, well, I could have got a better entry at the 79%. But then if you see another trade and it's kind of just slap bang on the 62%, like I guess this one, but you wouldn't actually have it because of the low. But yeah, it might slap bang on the 62% and you're like, well, you know, if I'm just trading the 79, I've just missed a great trade. So pick one, stick with it, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find trading setups that you like to trade. Obviously, when I'm trading, I'm only using the bodies, so I'm not doing the wicks of the actual candles, I'm just doing the bodies. So I'm doing the high body and I'm doing the low one, and that's kind of how I get my trading setups. It's just preference, it's just what I do, it's what has been taught to me, so that's just what I use. And it's worked for me, so hopefully it can work for you as well. Go and test it in a demo, see if it does work, see if you like it, see if you want to use the wicks instead of the bodies, see if that works better for your style of trading. And yeah, I hope it works for you. I hope you found this video useful. If you've liked the video, remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We do weekly videos here, so remember to join the Discord community. The link is in the description, and I'll see you next week.